Hey everyone, it's Vanessa Ray from Vanessa Ray of Light. Long time no see. I'm happy to be here with you. It is the day after Valentine's Day, and I had been telling myself, since I'm in the business of self-love and in the personal life of self-love, I've been telling myself, you should do something for Valentine's Day. And I continue to not be inspired because it's important to me that my services and my message and when I communicate, it's organic and authentic and inspired and not contrived. And so it's so interesting because Valentine's Day, it's different things for different people, but it's one day that's already been designated and contrived and told that this is the day you express this type of love or affection or presence or buy stuff for people. And it's not necessarily really inspiring to me. And so it's funny that the day after Valentine's, I woke up and I'm like, oh, now I feel like saying something. And so now I will. And so I'm telling you that story just to encourage you that, you know, love and express your love every day and every time that it really hits you, whether that's Valentine's Day or not. And most of you probably already do that, but I encourage you to be really present, to have that love as an active thing in your daily life. Like every day is Valentine's Day, you know? So I wanted to give some love today. As you can see, I'm totally made up. Violet and I have been watching Glow Up on Netflix. And so now, even when I'm just running errands or something, I'm just super inspired to play with colors in my face as a canvas. So I'm fully made up for you today. Today I wanted to talk about a really, really great technique that I've been using more and more and found more and more miraculous results in my life, and it's called scripting. And I didn't make it up. And I don't think one person did. It's kind of natural, but I wanted to offer some, I wanted to talk about it because like I said, I have found so much joy in this process, and not just inner world, internal experience joy, but when I look around at my external world, I see results. So I know that's what normally gets people. We want like better health, more money, happier relationships, or we want to find a relationship, or we want to whatever. So that's happened too. But really, the internal indicator is how you feel as you're creating it, before any results show up. So I wanted to talk about scripting. So scripting is a technique, and there's several different ways to do it. I'm just going to offer one today, and I am going to lead a class very soon, more specifically on the law of attraction and your body, the law of attraction, using the law of attraction to help you cultivate the energy that brings your desired body experience. So more to come on that. But right now, scripting. So scripting is one of the ways you can do scripting is like by writing a journal entry. You don't have to write it, but in this technique that I'm sharing, this is a writing one. So you get your journal or your notebook or a napkin or whatever, and you're going to write a journal entry. And this is the new part. The distinction is you're not just writing from what is true and your reality around you. You are mixing that with the reality you want. So there's this blended combination of what you have and what is true partially, and what you're heading into, what you're leaning into, what you're wanting, what direction you're going in. So I ended up, I script almost every day, maybe 5 days a week. And so what inspired me to share today was the one that I wrote today, which again, you'll see it's partially true. It's a perspective, but it's also what I want to become more true. So the more I think about it, talk about it, write it down, read it to myself, the more I am building up that energy. I'm building up the momentum of that energy. And a few things will happen to varying degrees. One thing is you'll feel it, ideally, you'll feel it as you're creating it. So as I was writing it, what started to happen is what was true and what I wanted to be true started to become the same thing. And that's what you want. That's how you start creating what you want, is there's less of a distinction and less of a separation between, oh, this is what I have, but this is what I want. You want to have what you want and want what you have. That's the goal, is that it's this integrated one reality of I want what I have and I have what I want. And so that's what ideally starts to happen as you're scripting. The reason it's called scripting and not journal writing is because as the author of your life, you're also scripting, you're writing your story, you're scripting it. It's a script that you are then going to act in. And one reason we mix reality with it is so that it's believable as you're reading it and as you're writing it, because it doesn't do you any good to write something that you can't relate to, that is so far off of what feels true for you that you're then just disassociated with it. Then you're creating an energy and an experience of disassociation, or of not believing yourself, or of feeling distant from your dreams. So you have to pay really close attention to how you feel as you're doing it. So that's why we mix in part of what you know to be true, what you're currently experiencing, with what you want. So before I read actually my scripting for today, because my scripting for today is it's a little different. I'm going to give an exercise, an example right now in my home. So I'm in my home, and what's true is I am super appreciative. So pretend that I'm scripting this. I am so appreciative to have my home. I'm so appreciative there is a safe place for me. I'm so appreciative I have water and heat and food and walls and a roof. I am so appreciative that everything that is working, to the point that I don't have to think about it. I can take it for granted because it's here supporting me. I am so appreciative that I have a design and a decorative style that I receive such pleasure from, and I look around in almost all directions and I find beauty. Now I'm going to mix in a little bit of what's to come. I am so appreciative that my house is almost paid off. I'm almost there. Okay, so what I've done, that part is what I'm leaning into, what I'm scripting into my story. And I purposely say that right after I've said things that are true and current, because I want the feelings to blend. I want the authenticity and the truth of that to be coherent between both of these things, all of these things. So I'm going to add in a little more scripting of things I want. I am so enjoying the fact that my house is getting more and more beautiful, and it always seems to stay clean and organized and efficient and high functioning, and I continue to find the right place for the right thing, and I don't have too much and I don't have too little, and it all just feels really perfect. Okay, so part of that is true, but part of that is also I want more of it, because instead of saying I don't like the clutter, it's too messy, I don't want that in my script. I want in my script that it's becoming more and more and more efficient, graceful, beautiful, highly functioning, right? So I'm not going to complain in my script. I'm going to lean and lead into what I want. So everything is becoming even more useful. Even like I get rid of what I don't need. I easily find a home, the perfect home for what I do want. Boom, done. So now part of that is true, and part of that is just what I want more of. But if I say, I want more of this, or I'm longing for this, then the energy that I'm creating is wanting instead of having. I don't want to want more. I want to just have it, right? I want it to just work and be clean and organized. So I'm just going to say I'm so grateful that it's super clean and organized. Okay? And then I'm going to mix that with the reality of, and I have so much, and it's beautiful, and everything in my house is paid for. I don't have debt for any of it, which is true. Now, I do have debt in that I still owe for the house. So I'm just going to say I am so glad it's quickly and easily getting paid off. So that's what I'm adding into my scripting, okay? So here is what I felt inspired to script about this morning. And again, it's true, but I'm also creating more of that energy. So here is today's scripting for me. I can barely recognize myself. I have come so far. My life story inspires and motivates me. And even though I am the power woman who has led this victory, I haven't done it alone. I have such angels to my sides, such guides leading me, and helpers all around supporting me. I'm a team, a whole force, a movement. And this movement is of radical, extreme, non-negotiable self-love. It's a force of power and goodness, blessings and miracles. This is who I am. The life of a high priestess. I pledge to get out of my own way, out of the way of all the good things that are coming to me. And I will allow myself to become my desired version of me. I am willing my highest form and fullest expression. So instead of being in a place of I want this to be true, I don't need to practice the energy of wanting. I am practicing the energy of I am. I am because I say I am. And now a lot of that is true. I do feel a lot of that, but of course I want to grow it more. So I'm scripting it. I'm mixing what I want with what I have, and eventually all of it is what I have. Okay, so I hope that inspires you and helps you. As always, I'm here and I'm available to answer your questions, to help you create a script for yourself, to clarify what needs to be clarified. It is my pleasure to serve, and helping people feel good in their life, good in their body, and available, fully expressed and available to be a light in the world, a light in their families, a light in their relationships. That's my job. That's my jam. My job and my jam. So please reach out if you need anything. And again, you can find me at VanessaRayoflight.com. Okay, have a good one.